Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I heard so many good things about this game, especially about the HDR implementation, and I have to admit, no, that's actually wrong. I am very happy to admit that I'm impressed. This game has stunning, gorgeous, awesome, unbelievable HDR with the correct settings in the game, and that's why we're here today. We're going to talk about the HDR black level floor, we are going to talk about color space, and we're going to talk about specular highlights. Let's do it. So first of all, for this video I just tested and played the PC version. So I haven't played the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series version at all. But in regards of HDR, there shouldn't, and I like to repeat myself, there shouldn't be any differences. If there are some differences, please put this in the comment section and share it with us. So let's talk about the HDR settings, what we have in this game in more detail, and we're starting with the Adjust HDR setting, which is responsible for the maximum peak brightness in specular highlights. And what I found is with HGIG enabled on my LG G2, and when I followed the instruction, this setting is spot on. I ended up with roughly 1000 nits in specular highlights, which is of course perfect for the LG G2. And my recommendation for this menu is, regardless of what tone mapping you are using, HGIG dynamic tone mapping on, or whatever screen or TV you are using, just follow the instruction. But keep in mind, the maximum peak brightness in this game is limited to 2000 nits. The next setting what we have is called brightness level, and this one is responsible for the average picture brightness in this game, and it is also responsible, or it can help to either decrease or increase shadow details. But I have to say that I'm not happy with the standard factory settings, because with the standard factory setting, that means when we're not touching this setting at all, then you will have a lot of HDR black level crush. And my recommendation for the brightness level setting is, regardless of what TV or what screen you are using, and regardless of what tone mapping option you are using, increase this setting up to +4. Because what I found is, even with the setting +4, you will not raise the HDR black level floor. The only thing what will happen is that you gain more details in shadows, which is in my opinion necessary, because this game unfortunately suffers from a lot of HDR black level crush with the standard brightness level setting. So again, increasing this setting up to +4 will not raise the HDR black level floor. That means you have still perfect OLED black when it is necessary, but you will see much more details in shadows. And as always, we have one very important question to answer. Does this game support the HDR color space, DCI-P3 or BT2020? And the short answer is yes, but as in many other games, just very minor. But to be very honest, that's not a deal breaker at all, at least not for me, because we have many games or movies just with SDR color space, and they are looking just fine because many colors are perfectly visible just with the REC 709 or SDR color space. So there's no need that a game supports 100% HDR color space. So what is my summary now? And I told you already that I am very impressed with this game in regards of the HDR implementation after I changed the brightness level setting, because yeah, if you wouldn't touch this setting at all and you just play the game with the standard factory setting, you have unfortunately a lot of HDR black level crush. So increasing this setting to maximum +4 is, in my opinion, yeah, crucial to have a better experience. The adjust HDR setting in the game is, in my opinion, straightforward, because regardless of what TV or screen or tone mapping option you're using, if you like HDRG or dynamic tone mapping on or any other tone mapping option, just follow the instruction on the screen and you're good to go. And if you now ask me if this game is a reference in regards of the HDR implementation, then I have to say yes and no. So yes, after you change the brightness level setting to maximum +4. No, if you don't touch this setting at all, because without increasing the brightness level, you have a lot of HDR black level crush, and therefore it can't be a reference for a perfect HDR implementation. As soon you change this setting to maximum +4, in my opinion, it is on a reference level. There are two things what I like to see improved in future patches, but I'm very sure one thing is not possible. But the first thing would be the restriction of the maximum peak brightness in specular highlights. 2000 nits is not enough for some TVs, some screens, some monitors. So this should be not limited just to 2000 nits, in my opinion. The other one is the very minor use of the HDR color space, but to be very honest, this is not possible just to increase this very easily with future updates. But maybe for future games we would like to see more HDR color space used. Okay, my friends, so that's it for this video, and I hope you had some fun, and I really hope that you enjoy playing this game. I have to admit, personally, it is not the type of game I like to play just from looking at the gameplay. In regards of the technical quality, visual, audiovisual, and of course HDR, this game is really on a reference level. I haven't had any issue on my PC. There was no stuttering, nothing. And again, HDR is just on a reference level in this game. So if you like games like that, in combination with great visuals, great audio, and of course great HDR, then this game is a must play.